Happy Sabbath, CCP families, and welcome to Family Experience. This month, we're entering a new series on Israelite judges and prophets called Crossover. No matter how many larger-than-life stories your kiddos hear throughout their lives, most will think they're either too young or insignificant to really make a difference. As a result, living for God often ends with church attendance and rarely carries over into their daily lives. Kids need affirmation. They need to know that what they're doing as an individual does matter, and that God will give them the necessary tools to do the right thing for Him. So in Crossover, we're meeting everyday people who are led to do extraordinary things through God's gifts of extraordinary peace, of strength, of courage, and help. And all these things are made available to you today. So let me introduce you to Gideon.
Hey there, can I tell you something? Sometimes I feel pretty ordinary, not very special. Do you ever feel that way? But you know what? God can do extraordinary things with ordinary people like you and me. That's exactly what Gideon, the guy in today's story, learned too. Gideon was an Israelite, one of God's special people. But they were going through difficult times because they weren't following God. Every time they tried to plant crops, a tribe called the Midianites would come and destroy them. This went on for 7 long years. But one day an angel appeared to Gideon and told him God was going to save the Israelites, and Gideon to help. Gideon wasn't so sure about this plan. He said, "Why me? I'm just an ordinary guy." But the angel insisted Gideon was the one God had chosen. Gideon said, "No way," and the angel said, "Yes way." He told Gideon God had chosen him and would give him strength. But Gideon still wasn't sure, so he asked God to perform some miracles. "Prove it," he said. That night, before Gideon went to bed, he placed a fleece blanket on the ground. He told God, "If you're going to do what you say you are, let the fleece be wet and the ground be dry in the morning." And you know what? That's what God did. So Gideon said, "Wait, reverse that. One more time. I'll put the fleece out, let the ground be wet and the fleece be dry." And again, that's exactly what God did. And when Gideon saw what God had done, it gave him confidence for the job ahead of him. He knew God had chosen him and would be with him. Gideon knew that God gives extraordinary peace.
So God gave Gideon all the answers he needed, and in turn, that gave him peace in his heart to do what God asked him to do. God does that for us too. So I challenge you, CCP families, take your Bibles out this week and read Judges 6 to your kids. See for yourself. Be encouraged that God will give your family peace also.
God is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. Ephesians 3:20.
This week's worship songs, crafts, and games for your family will be linked in the comments below. We hope that you have an amazing week. Some families are big, some families are small. God's grace keeps our family one and all. Bye.